I want to talk to you for some few minutes on this particular issue. Whether you like it or not, as a lady or a woman, you'll be confronted with a lot of proposals. You'll be confronted with a lot of proposals. And what you have to understand is that who you choose as your husband determine who is going to be the father of your children. And one of the things you have to understand is that now when you are making a decision, as it relates to who to marry, you are not just making a decision for yourself. That's one of the things you have to understand. You are not just making a decision for yourself. You are making a decision for your children. You are making it. A lot of us don't like our fathers, but that is the decision your mother made for you. It's a decision. One day, one of my sons, the father, a very rich man, but the father was extremely irresponsible and always didn't want to take care of this guy. So he was always saying, "Daddy, my father, this, my father, that." I said, "Don't blame your father, blame your mother, because your father proposed to your mother, and nobody, how do I put? Nobody forced your mother to marry your father. Nobody." And marriage is a lifetime journey. And you see, this decision, like I'm saying, it will not affect you alone. It will affect your children. So you have to be very circumspect and very judicious when it comes to accepting somebody's proposal or accepting who to marry. Now, one mistake a lot of sisters make is that, they accept the person's proposal and still praying whether it's the will of God. To be honest, you are joking. Before you accept the person's proposal, you have to even be convicted deep down within your spirit. But the point here is that the reason why a lot of ladies don't hear the voice of God is lack of proximity with God. Because now, this WhatsApp and Facebook, social media generation, we don't have time for God. The moment they wake up from bed, the next thing they will take is their phone to check their WhatsApp message, to check Facebook, their likes, and then the comments on their post. So because of that, most of us and most of the ladies can't really hear the voice. You see, God is always speaking. God is speaking. If He is a good God, if you're a good person and somebody is walking down a particular line or walking down a particular road, and then there is a snake ahead of the person and you can see, you're going to scream and tell the person. But majority of the time, if the person is standing afar off and you have seen the snake, the person is standing afar, you may scream but the person will not hear. So a lot of us, God is even screaming, but because we are not closer to God, we don't have a relationship with God, we are not hearing Him. I like a song by this mothers, one of our mothers in the system, Daughters of Glorious Jesus. I say, "Mummy eradi na okasa ya tenene." I say, let us get closer to God so that when He speaks, we'll hear from Him. We'll hear. So one may eradi obede kasa obeti. You see, if you don't hear God, you are walking as a blind person in this world. You see, so easy, and then listen to me. If you are a sister and you realize that you are getting to a marital age, then you have to develop your ability to hear the voice of God. Look at the way most of our mothers are suffering in their marriages, and let it school you. One day, I was preaching in one church, I won't mention the name, and I was preaching about purity, morality, how to keep your virginity and all that. And afterwards, one woman came to me and she was crying, and she told me that she married at the age of either 30 or 32, and she married as a virgin. She didn't defile herself, and she had been married for 14 years, and the kind of stuff she have gone through. And now they are even divorced, and the husband is not taking care of her and taking care of the kids and all that. So while she was talking and lamenting, and she said that most of the time she even think It's not worth it to live a pure life and all that. And sometimes she's even encouraging girls to live a pure and a holy life. Then the Lord told me that even though she kept herself, but when it was time for her to choose a life partner, she didn't listen to the voice of the Holy Spirit. Most of the, you see, women, you have this philosophy, it worries you a lot, but you don't know. Follow your heart. You don't have to follow your heart. I was saying the last time that when your heart is on fire, smoke enters your eyes. If you want to follow your emotions, you will not do well. You don't have to follow your heart. You have to use your head. Think beyond your emotions, and then listen to the conviction of the Holy Spirit.